All right, like always, fourth graders, remember to put your date on there. Let me know if you followed the tutorial or if you completed it independently. Make sure you complete in pencil and you correct in pen. All right, let's think about our targets again today and see about whether or not we can meet those. A pronoun is a word that takes place of one or more nouns. So it takes the place of one or more nouns. There are personal, there are indefinite, and there are relative. So remember back when we studied nouns, we had proper, common, concrete, abstract nouns. Well, now we've got a pronoun, and we can also have different types of them. An antecedent, which we just learned about in the other activity, is the word that the pronoun refers to. A pronoun and its antecedent must match in gender and number. The pronoun I is always capitalized. Oh my goodness, this is such an annoying thing. I'll be honest, as a teacher by fourth grade, this whole thing of not capitalizing the capital I is, bothers Miss N. I know we can do better. When a pronoun reference is unclear, repeat the noun instead or rewrite the sentence. So if we're really just not sure and it's not really sounding right, then just go ahead and say this person's name or the group of people, or just try to rewrite it so it sounds better. All right? All right. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to correct what we see here. My older sister Amy and I like to play word games. Anything wrong with that sentence? Yeah. Let's cross this out and let's make a capital I. Okay? They have a lot of fun with them. My older sister Amy and I like to play word games. So it's my older sister Amy and I. So there's two people. Is it they have a lot of fun with them? So they and them should not be. What should this be? I have a lot of fun with them. Her. Let me type that one. Yeah, I really should have her because it's just her and her sister. So it's not like it's a whole bunch of people, right? Okay, so you can cross that out. Sometimes the game is too hard, so I do not like to play it. What do we need here? Yep, we need another capital I. That should be no excuse, fourth grade. You need another capital I. And Miss N doesn't know if she could really make one that's it's tiny enough, but I'm going to squeeze one in over there. Okay? She always wins. Still, I have a lot of fun playing any game with my sister. How's the rest of that sound? So, this is how it would have sounded with all the mistakes. My older sister Amy and I like to play word games. They have a lot of fun with them. Sometimes the game is too hard, so I do not like to play it. She always wins. Still, I have a lot of fun playing any game with my sister. All right, so you ready? Now I want you to go ahead and correct number 2. I'm going to read it, and then you need to make corrections. My family and I went to visit the local nature center today. There were 2 guides, and she showed us around the center. I saw an owl with a broken wing. Sam, my little brother, said that he had never seen it before. My family and I went to visit the local nature center today. There were 2 guides, and she showed us around the center. I saw an owl with a broken wing. Sam, my little brother, said that he had never seen it before. Pause the recording and make corrections, please. All right, so let's go through and see what we need to do. My family and I went to visit the local nature center today. What's wrong with that? Yeah, no excuse, capital I, right? That needs to be a capital. There were 2 guides, and she showed us around the center. Well, if there's 2 guides, it should have said they showed us, right? So she should have said they. Let's see if Miss N can kind of sneak that one in there. It's okay. All right. Around the center. I saw an owl with a broken wing. Sam, my little brother, said that he had never seen it before. Yeah, I know some of you might have said maybe like instead of it, Might have said like one, seen one before. Might have sounded better. So now let's read it through to see if our corrections made sense. My family and I went to visit the local nature center today. There were two guides and they showed us around the center. I saw an owl with a broken wing. Sam, my little brother, said that he had never seen one before. Sounds pretty good, huh? All right, here we go. We're going to do this next activity. And it says, correct each sentence correctly so that it is clear and uses correct capitalization. So let's read the first one and do it together. Even though Hector and Henry play baseball, he is not as good at it. Even though Hector and Henry play baseball, he is not? Oh, what do I better put instead? I would have done, they are not as good at it. Even though Hector and Henry play baseball, they are not as good at it. Okay? All right. So now numbers 2 through 6, you're going to do on your own. I will read the sentences and you will make corrections. My sister and I are both in the same elementary school. What's wrong with that sentence? Pause and make corrections. Be careful with it when you put this dish in the glass case. Be careful with it when you put this dish in the glass case. Number 4, spring has pretty flowers and green grass, which is nice. Spring has pretty flowers and green grass, which is nice. Number 5, when I go to self-defense class, I feel strong. When I go to self-defense class, I feel strong. Number 6, the heavy object fell onto the floor, but it did not break. The heavy object fell onto the floor, but it did not break. All right, let's see if we need to correct anything here. My sister and I are both in the same elementary school. Yep, capital I. Good. Be careful with it when you put this dish in the glass case. Be careful with it when you put this dish in the glass case. Is there anything wrong with that? No, it's kind of wordy though. Be careful with, I probably would cross out it and with, and probably just go with this. Be careful when you put this dish in the glass case. That's probably what I would write to make it sound better. Spring has pretty flowers and green grass, which is nice. Now, how many of you thought maybe I would put are? Because of the fact that it's more than flowers and green grass are nice. Because is means one. When I go to self-defense class, I feel strong. I should be capitalized. I should be capitalized. Good. The heavy object fell onto the floor, but it did not break. I'm not sure if I really see anything wrong with that, really particularly. We'd probably say it like that. The heavy object fell onto the floor, but it didn't break. Yeah. All right, so let's continue to the next activity. And as you can see, it is spelling. And this one is pretty much self-explanatory, but I'll do a couple. Make sure you put today's date if you followed the tutorial or completed it independently. I'm going to read the words across, and of course, if you're a reader that needs to be practicing those in your head, please do so. Tasted, scarring, forcing, skipping, scared, ripping, flipped. Are you reading with me? Skipped, tapped, tasting, forced, saving, tapping, flagging, flipping, flagged, saved, discussed, discussing. And inflectional endings are those endings that we put at the end of the words like ing and ed. Okay? All right, so here's what I want you to do. It says write the spelling word that has a double consonant before adding ed. So what you're going to do then is just make sure that you have the correct words. And if I said scarring here, it should be scaring, and we've got scared there. I can't remember if I said scaring or scarring. Well, anyway, that is scaring, that is scared. So for instance, you're supposed to double the consonant and add ed. So for instance, I'm going to pick tapped at first. Now, they don't have to go in any particular order. Now, as remember, that has a double consonant, and then I added an ed. Because normally, tap would just be T-A-P, okay? So I have to double the consonant before I add the ed. All right, next thing. Write a spelling word that drops the e before adding ed. Tasted. Well, why does that work? Well, the word taste is spelt with an e. But would I say and spell it like that? I mean, let's think about that for a minute. T-A-S-T-E-D? No, that isn't right. So I can't do it that way. So I really actually drop the e and just add an ed. I'm going to skip the next one because it says write the spelling word that only adds ed, because there's only one, so I think you can handle it. You're going to write the spelling words that double the consonant before adding ing. So for instance, one example would be ripping. Okay, so the word that without an ending is just rip. Okay, so I would need to add the double the consonant in order to add ing. Okay, let's try another one. Now you're going to write the words, but you got to drop the e before adding ing. For instance, our example is scaring. Okay, so I know that scare is like this, plus ing is not equal to, I should say, if I had one of those. Okay, that is not a word. You can even see it comes up like it's not right. That is not scaring, that is scaring. So that one would be wrong. So what I want you to do is go find all the patterns of these words and put them in the correct slot. Remember to do it in pencil and then come back and check your answers and correct in pen. All right, please pause the recording and get ready to do your work. Go ahead. All right, let's go now. You ready to correct? Make sure you have your pen handy. Now, they don't have to be in any particular order, just because Miss N's are in, like, in a certain order or whatever. Just make sure you have the right words. Tapped, flipped, flagged, ripped, and skipped. How'd you do? Pause and make any corrections you need, okay? Tasted, forced, scared, saved. Disgust is the only one that you just add an ed. You can see that the base word is, and the root word stays, is discuss. Ripping, flipping, tapping, skipping, flagging. All right, drop the e before adding ing. Saving, tasting, forcing. Pause anytime to correct. They don't have to be on the exact same order. If you have a different order, that's fine, as long as they're in the same area. Only adds ing, discussing. All right. All right, you ready for the next activity? All right, so let's go ahead and make sure, as always, did you record today's date? Did you follow the tutorial, complete independently, complete in pencil, correct in pen? This is an activity that you've done tons and tons of times before. So if you want to just go ahead and do it on your own, go for it. Otherwise, hang on and we'll do it together. Thank you.